And welcome back in to Talking Lead. We are on our milestone, episode 20. Hey, Zeke.
I love lamp.
So you're not feeling good today, are you, buddy?
I am not. It started as allergies yesterday and then just progressed into nastiness. So
I'm just getting over whatever I had. I think it was a cold.
I'm kind of drugged up right now, so if I say crazy things, that's my excuse.
What the edit button's for. Let's go ahead and thank our bandwidth sponsors, our great friends over at the Firearms Radio Network. Great bunch of guys that we got to know really well this past week, didn't we, Zeke?
Oh, yeah. We had a good time with them. Bunch of really great guys. I mean, they sound like good guys on the radio, but once you actually meet them in person, they're exactly the same way.
They are. Everybody's genuine, just like they are on the radio. They go beyond that. Jake was a great guy. You know, he's kind of the head of our organization with the Firearms Radio Network. And then meeting Zach. Mm-hmm. He was awesome. He was a great guy to set us up with the Lone Wolf booth for our headquarters at the NRA show. It was beyond cool. I mean,
we're super tower up in the sky.
We were the catbirds, man.
It was awesome. Nobody else in the entire convention floor,
the cat daddies,
had that elevated view, but the Firearms Radio Network did.
And we had people wanting to come up to our booth.
Oh yeah,
Joe from Red Jacket was like, "Hey,
that was the most amazing moment." We had almost all of the Top Shot All-Stars. We had the guys from Reaper Outdoors, and then all of a sudden Joe comes walking up the stairs from Red Jacket Firearms.
And the guy from Dual Survivor.
Dual Survivor was up there. The new guy.
Is that his name?
I can't remember.
Tedder. I don't know. We'll look it up, but he was a cool guy too.
It was a really kind of surreal moment. It was fun. We all had a good time.
Yeah, made some great friends.
Yep.
We got along great with Mike Hughes.
Yeah.
Former Top Shot star and now owner of Next Level Training.
Yep.
He's got those cool SIRT pistols.
We'll be getting soon.
Which they just came out with a new design on those for the ladies.
Yeah, pink.
So you guys check those out.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
They're going to have a women's only course they're going to develop too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So what else we need to fill everybody in on? We want to talk about the show a little bit, the NRA meeting?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Let's get our first-hand experience. What's your overall? I mean, this is the first gun show that I've been to this scale, and it's really not a gun show. It's a firearms industry meeting, is what it was.
Right.
You know,
right.
And I was blown away. I've been to big conferences and conventions before, but nothing really to this scale. I mean, it was just unbelievable. It was like 5 city blocks.
Yeah, it was huge. It was
how big
massive.
This place, where they had helicopters inside the building, and semis.
Oh, yeah.
Duck Dynasty had their big semi in there.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
That was very cool. Yeah, the like you said, the scale of it was kind of unbelievable. You and I both have worked many conventions with the industries we've been a part of, but never a gun convention, and just seeing all the different products that are out there and the new stuff that's coming around is pretty impressive. And you know, one thing that I noticed and I want to mention, down there everybody was so nice, and that's one thing about the gun community. You're gonna have your handful of complete jerks, but for the most part, I would say 90% of everybody down there was as nice as they can be, you know, as we'd ask for.
I don't know that we had
they do them.
Anybody that was a jackwagon.
No.
Nobody acted like a jackwagon, and, you know, there was only one.
There was one we won't
issue
mention
that we had with, you know, interview that we had lined up, but I can kind of see their point of view on that too.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't make exceptions for us if they're not doing it for anybody, and
right.
You know, I think they were within their rights to do that. So.
Yeah.
No hard feelings there.
None whatsoever.
But my favorite, probably, I guess, moment or time during the show was Gunny.
Yeah.
How awesome was Gunny?
He was the nicest, funniest. Gunny was just a neat guy. I mean, really, really cool guy.
Real personable.
And I was shocked how much time he actually gave us. The interview you see online is actually about 10 minutes short. He gave us more time than that. We just kind of edited it out for the flow.
Yeah, we should do the full video.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah, he was cutting up with us, having a good time. One of his PR people, I can't remember what we said, but we actually got him to laugh.
Yeah.
It was a genuine laugh, and his PR person said, you know, I haven't seen him do a genuine laugh, you know, in any of the interviews that he's ever done.
That was pretty cool. Pumped our head up.
Gave us a big head. Yeah, that was cool.
And then we met...
the general manager? Grant.
Yeah, then we met Grant who
Tyler?
is the... Grant Taylor?
Taylor,
yeah. He's the general manager over the business side of Duck Dynasty, Duck Commander, Buck Commander. Great guy. Invited us up to their warehouse, gave us a little tour. Awesome people. We didn't get to meet all the guys from Duck Dynasty. We did meet
Godwin,
and the tall
guy
guy.
who's getting his
master's in biology.
Yeah.
So
and I've never watched the show before.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard the buzz about Duck Dynasty. I've never watched it. And you made me watch a couple of episodes the night before to kind of get a general idea what they were, what they're about. And I mean, it's cool. And they're set up and everything. I mean, it's just real humble settings. I mean, it's not like it's a mecca, multi-million-dollar facility or anything like that. Yeah. It's just probably about I don't know how many, 20,000 square foot warehouse maybe?
Yeah, probably a little bit more, maybe 30.
Something like that.
It's not big.
And then they got this little tiny room.
Just like you see on TV, that's where they make the duck calls. They literally, I thought, okay, we're going to see this big assembly line.
Our studio is bigger than...
in their duck call room. It's exactly what you see on TV is exactly where they make those duck calls. It was really neat.
All right, so what did Godwin say? Tell him what Godwin said when we walked in.
When we said that we got your twin on our YouTube video talking about Sean from Nashville Armory, he's just like, that's so cool. Very interesting guy. But yeah, great people down there. What was cool about the Gunny interview was after the interview when we walked around the corner and there's Mr. Colin Noir.
Oh, yeah.
And I go to walk up to him to give him a card and he just kind of snatches the card and goes, I know who you guys are. I was like, what?
Yeah, he gave us a big high five and everything.
Gave us a high five and I was like, what the heck? That was kind of surreal.
I wasn't expecting him to be there.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
That was awesome. So we met Gabby.
Yeah, Gabby Franco.
Developing a great relationship with Gabby, and hopefully there's going to be more to come
from Top Shot fame. And actually, Olympic fame, too. She's won a few gold medals in the shooting
Venezuela?
Yes. Yep.
That's where she's from. Yeah.
Yep. And met some awesome guys, an awesome crew with Reaper Outdoors. We hung out with them most of the weekend.
Reaper 1, Reaper 2, Reaper 3.
Yep. Really,
Ron,
really
Doug,
guys.
And John. Yeah, they're awesome.
Awesome guys. Make sure you check out
their Of course, we're not doing a video of this cast, but I'm
sporting the hat.
Yeah, Ron and I switched hats, and he's got my Talking Lead hat, and I got his hat.
So now Reaper 01's got a Talking Lead hat, and you got a Reaper Outdoors hat.
I got a Reaper 01 hat.
That's very cool. But yeah, really good guys.
So those guys, and then going to the the individual companies booths too, like Glop, Sig, Black Rain Ordnance they were awesome. Those guys were cool. We did a great interview with them. Got to highlight some of their new up and coming stuff. I mean, we were so busy doing interviews that we didn't have time to just actually
take it all
in and just see everything. And I don't think we could have done everything anyway. I mean, there's so many people there and so many things to do. It's just an amazing event, and if you ever get the opportunity, I highly recommend that you go to the NRA annual meeting. It's just a phenomenal.
Some guy bought a raffle ticket, and something really cool had to happen to that some guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I see the results of that raffle ticket over on the coffee table.
Yeah. I got those in today. So they got this contest. It's called the Wall of Guns. Mm-hmm. And there's 70 guns or so that they've got. And on one side, they're bigger, like rifles, higher end. And then on the other side, they're a little lower end and whatnot. But if your name's pulled and you win the rifle, then you get to pick either one from the one gun side or two from the two gun side. So I bought some tickets. You bought some tickets too. I think we all took our chance. So I bought 5, and they're only $20 a piece. One thing, they're 25. There's like 20.
Yeah, $20 a piece.
$20 a piece. And you could divvy them up however you wanted to. You could put all 5 in one drawing, or you could spread them out over the next 5. But the way they did it was once they get 100 entrants, then they stop and they draw a name. So each drawing, your chances of winning are 1 in 100 if you've got one ticket. If you've got 2 tickets, then obviously
fairly good odds.
So first drawing, we all went in. You guys bought 1 ticket. I did my 5. I divvied up 2 in the first one. Nobody won. We didn't win anything, so we all left, and we had interviews and meetings we had to keep. So we jetted out, and a couple hours later, during one of our interviews, my phone's ringing. Of course, it's an area code I don't recognize, so I just let it go to voicemail, and I check it sometime later. And so I checked my message, and it's like, hey, this is so-and-so, the RNA, and I just want to let you know that you won the raffle. And of course, I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. Zeke, who did you put up to calling me jackwagon? So I'm sitting there accusing Zeke of trying to pull one over on me, and I'm catching him. He's like, no, dude, I didn't do it. I mean, seriously, you won. So I didn't believe him. Our buddy Troy was helping us film.
Yep. Thank you, Troy, by the way. You did awesome work down there.
Yeah. Most of the
He was a
camera work you
trooper,
guys
man.
see was Troy. He did an awesome job.
Troy was a trooper. I mean, he followed us around, busted his hump with us. I just want to really put out a big thank you to him.
So I say, follow me, Troy. I'm going to call Zeke's bluff. So we head on up to the second floor, and I'm filming it, and I don't know if you may post it. I don't know if it's good enough to post or not. But so I'm walking up, and I'm finding somebody. I'm like, hey, I'm calling my friend's bluff. He's saying that I won this contest. And they go, well, what's your name? I said, and I gave him my name. And they go, well, there's your name up on the board, so you're the winner. And I was like, holy crap. What you're supposed to do is, you win, you go pick your gun, and they're done. Well, I couldn't make up my mind. There's 70 guns up there, for crying out loud. There's ARs, there's Benelli shotguns, there's Smith & Wesson. There's everything up there. No Glock, unfortunately. But, I couldn't decide. So 3 hours later, it's time to shut the show down for the day. And I still hadn't made a decision. And the guys were really cool over there. And they're like, hey, man, we're be back tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Sleep on it, think about it, and then come see us in the morning, when you make your decision.
A lot of good that did.
I was like, cool. So what did I do? I was up all night.
All night researching what each gun was worth, which would be the best trade bait. I'm thinking we're going to wake up, I know what I want. Nope.
So we get there, and I get there, and I'm like, man, I still don't know. I don't have a clue. I'm as confused as I was to begin with. But finally made a decision, and I went with the Remington R1 1911 and the Ruger, and it's got some other prefixes, blah, blah, blah.
GP100.
GP100 357. Stainless. It's a hoss.
Yeah.
So, and I'm kind of liking them, too. Yeah. I originally was thinking
I really like that Ruger.
That I would get them to trade or sell or something, but I don't know. I'm wanting to go shoot them.
Go shoot them, see what happens.
I think I will.
You may get hooked. I love revolvers. That Ruger, I think you're really going to like. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the guys there, and he said he had one just like that, and he's taking it hunting.
Uh-huh.
He's done some boar hunting and whatnot with it, so that's a pretty beefy gun. So.
It is a beefy gun.
Well, that may work its way into my arsenal. But yeah, that was cool. It wasn't the highlight. You'd think that would be the highlight of my week, but it wasn't. Just meeting all those really cool people in the industry was great. Another really cool thing that happened to us was, and we weren't expecting this, is we actually had people that recognized us, fans of the show. We had leadheads there, guys.
Yeah, it was cool and surreal and weird all at the same time.
All at the same time, yeah. It was like, really? Me? You want to get your picture with
It was one of those
me?
Moments where, like, the one guy that stopped us at the Target booth.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, y'all put out a great show. I listen every week. And I was just kind of like, why?
He's like, are you talking to us or is there somebody behind us?
We looked behind us. No.
And then we were at the Frog Lube. And what was the other company? Frog Lube
Lionheart.
and Lionheart, talking with those guys, and that guy came up to us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He actually was at one of the events the night before, but he was an actual leadhead, listened to our show, fan. Yeah.
Very cool. And these guys were great guys. Everybody we met down there.
And very knowledgeable, with firearms, too. Yeah. We were sitting there with the Frog Loop guys and the Lionheart guys, and he was jumping in, talking about the guns,
Oh, yeah.
just as much as we were, so it was really cool.
He's the one that's going to set us up with a hog hunt, too.
That's right. Yeah.
Remember, talkinglead@gmail.com when you get that set up.
Or Facebook us.
There you go. Either way.
Or tweet us. So how cool was it when we were packing up and getting ready to head out, and lo and behold, who do you see from the perch above?
From the crow's nest.
From the crow's nest.
I see Rob Pincus down there talking to one of the booths just below us. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go introduce myself. Another one of those weird moments. Yeah, I've heard about you guys. Yeah. I was like, what? Rob Pincus knows who we are?
Yeah.
So we talked and we organized a little thing. You've already seen one of the videos on YouTube. He came up to Nashville that Wednesday. Yep. And he was already doing a tactical training over at Tactical Response in Camden.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I'll come up Wednesday. We'll do some videos. Cool guy. Really awesome guy. Very, very
down to earth, funny.
Had his daughter. We did a video with his daughter.
Yep.
Smart girl. Very bright. She's got a big future ahead of her, too.
But, yeah, we developed some really great relationships. We've got some other people that we're working on doing some things with us. Got Delta Force guy.
Yep.
He was going to be on tonight with us, but he's at the
SOFIC conference.
Yeah, conference, and got tied up with that. So doubt he'll be on with us tonight. But if he is, we'll splice it in.
Yep.
So there was Jim, there was Chris, and then there was somebody else.
Mike Hughes.
Yeah, we mentioned him.
Megan. Megan helped us out a lot.
Reaper. The Reaper guy. The Reaper guys? The Reaper guy.
Yes, they were awesome. Megan she helped us out, getting us a lot of places, getting us some good interviews. Awesome.
She was the reason that we got to meet Gunny.
Oh, yeah.
The sole and only reason, and we greatly appreciate that, Megan.
Megan, you rock.
Call me.
And speaking of Gunny, let's go ahead and do this.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the talking lead jack wagon of the week, so brace yourself, baby.
The jack wagon of the week is going to be a group of people, and of course we can't name the names because we don't know definitely, because it was a recording and not a video. So it's those senators in, was it New Jersey, that
didn't realize the mics were still on.
Yeah, it was after their meeting or whatever, and they were still recording. And they go into this little rant about confiscating guns. And there's actually some audio out there. Colian Noir has it on his website, so you can go to his YouTube channel.
One of his most recent videos, if not the most recent. And the reason we're not going to play it is it's hard to pick up the words unless you do have subtitles.
Yeah, it'd be better for you just to go and read it. But it was audio that was recorded during a Senate Budget and Appropriations Committee meeting. It was done May the 9th, I believe, and for some reason my computer just reset for no reason. On May the 9th, this particular meeting was recorded and made part of the public record, but those caught on tape might have thought the microphone was off. And this is an article right here, and it goes on to say, speculating who the voices might be. I'm not going to read them because it is speculation. They were discussing gun owners and their insistence on protecting the Second Amendment. There's a quote, "They don't care about the bad guys. All they want to do is to have their little guns and to do whatever they want with them," one of the women says on the recording. The next one says, "We need a bill that is going to confiscate."
So she just flat out says it. They want to confiscate. So good luck with that.
So there are jack wagons. Obviously, they're not smart enough to be aware that they're being recorded when they're saying stuff like this, and it's made public record. So, but thank goodness they do, because keeps us informed and aware.
Yes, it does. And then subject matter for tonight. If you haven't noticed, the rest of the network is we're all kind of doing a prepping show. We're going to kind of vaguely mention kind of what we do. Not going to say what we have. That's one thing. If you do prepare, whether it's for a couple days from a storm outage, or if you think the end of the world's coming tomorrow and you prepare for that, whatever your preparations are. Whatever they are, don't go blabbing it to people, because what's going to happen is if the you-know-what hits the fan and it comes around and people need the stuff that they know you have, guess where they're coming? They're coming to your house. So that should be your own little family secret.
Unprepared, so don't come to my house.
I don't have anything.
I
have no ammo, no food, no nothing.
I buy groceries by the day.
I'm going to rely on Papa John's and the water delivery guy. Is there one of those?
I'm going to rely on knowing somebody who's prepping, and I'm going to go to their house.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. That's our plan. No, I'm going to kind of briefly mention some of the stuff I do. I'm taking the philosophy of I don't need a whole garage full of food and water. I'm going to prepare for, probably a week's worth of water, a week's worth of food that's, doesn't expire really soon. Non-perishable, and the rest ammo and guns, because if it goes beyond a week, if it's something beyond a week, it's gonna be pretty rough, and you're gonna be able to get your own food if you know how to do it. Fishing lures, fishing line, fishing poles. Learn and train to fend for yourself and survive. That way you don't have to take up all your space with, years worth of food and everything. Yeah. But that's my personal opinion. There's other people that, they have arguments for
in prepping. Prepping, a lot of people get the wrong idea. I mean, you don't have to be paranoid.
Right.
No. To see the reasoning behind preparing.
Right. It doesn't mean that you think the end of the world's coming tomorrow. It just, that stuff happens. I mean,
most states have tornadoes.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the devastation that a tornado can cause, how long does one of those storms last? Probably,
seconds.
Yeah. And it comes down and boom, wipes out a whole subdivision.
Yep.
And it can take weeks before, there's aid that comes in from either the government or, the local people are able to gather up supplies and donations for people. So,
and we're in Nashville, and a lot of you probably saw on the national news.
we're Tornado Alley down here, man.
We're Tornado Alley, but we had the flood back 4 years ago. We're downtown Nashville, and a lot of the city of Nashville was underwater, and it was kind of
the whole Gaylord.
It was very odd. It was very odd.
Hotel was underwater, wasn't it?
And but the water wasn't drinkable. People were in shelters, and it lasted weeks before they were able to get back.
It was really months on that one.
Don't think it's China's going to come invade us, and that's why we're talking about prepping.
That's not the only reason to prep. There are other things. A car accident. You have a flat tire. You need to have a little kit in your car where you've got some energy bar, power bars, a little thing of water. Yep. Blankets.
Yep.
Everything I read always says warm blankets. Is there another kind?
Cold blankets.
I didn't know. It's just, I always see warm blankets. I thought that's what the definition of a blanket was. So, but yeah, I mean, you want to be prepared for the unknown. It's like insurance. You buy insurance because you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
You're hoping it doesn't happen, but if it does, it's nice to know you've got it.
This is your own self-insurance.
Well, it's taking ownership and responsibility for yourself, and not relying on other people all the time. Yeah. Is basically what it boils down to.
I'll kind of give you what I have in my little bag in my truck. I've got one of those foil blankets, the blankets they give you after races and stuff that are
keep
really
you
warm.
From going into hypothermia.
I've got one of those. I've got
now, is that a warm blanket?
It is a warm blanket. I've got a bag of beef jerky. I think it expires in 2025 or some
and then it's still good for another 30 years.
Yeah. I've got I need to put some Twinkies in there. Twinkies are good forever.
Twinkies. Didn't they go bust?
Yeah.
That company?
Yeah.
Hostess,
I think so.
That stinks.
And then I've got a pair of just cheap little gloves. I've got a flashlight. Actually, I have 2 flashlights in there. I've got 2 glow sticks, like the kinds that you either see the kids with on Halloween, or if you're like a party raver, you see the ravers dancing with music, that kind of weird stuff. Anyways, I'm going to use it so if something happens to my car, I can let people know that I'm on the side of the road. And then I have a little walkie-talkie, little Cobra walkie-talkie that's 35-mile radius, and my wife has the other one. And something happens, if I get close within that radius, I'll be able to contact her. Or, if anybody else has one, I can just scan the channels and try to get a hold of somebody. So that's pretty much what I have in there. Oh, and 2 bottles of water. That's what I got in my little quote-unquote bug-out bag.
Cool. That's your, everyday truck bag?
Yeah, I just throw it in my truck, keep it down under the seat. A couple times I've gotten hungry and went through that jerky and had to get some more, but...
Well, it's good to rotate your food after so long anyway. Oh, yeah. But I've got my EDC bag that I carry with me everywhere. It's one of my Maxpedition Jumbo VersaPack. I mean, I've got a lot of the things that you saying. I've got an actual medical kit that's got bandages and salves. About that stuff. Yeah, I would assume you probably had that too. You're not thinking straight. I understand. No. You're all
Benadryl does a number on my brain.
But flashlights with extra batteries, something to be able to make fire with, whether it's matches or
Tool Logic.
A Tool Logic knife that has a flint sparker on there. I've got blankets, just a basic tool kit. With a wrench, screwdriver, some nails, and a hammer, that type stuff. Duct tape is always great to have.
That's a good idea. I use duct tape on everything. I don't know why I didn't think to put it in.
Duct tape, and I also have a little thing of electrician's tape, too, that black tape. That stuff's good for a lot of things, too. So
duct tape, you can do a lot of emergency medical things with it. So a lot of people don't realize that.
And I also keep McNett Camo Form.
Which is just Coban. Is the stuff we used in sports medicine for years.
And, it can be used for camoing your stuff up, or it could be used to treat wounds. Needle and thread. I keep paracord.
Yep.
I keep 100 foot of paracord.
And you got your paracord bracelet, too.
And I've got my paracord bracelet as well.
If you need that, you can use it.
Yeah. But this is just stuff that I've got in my bag. And I've got all this in my bag.
No.
I've got extra knives. I've got a multi-tool also in addition to those other tools that I've got. And this isn't in my bag, but I keep it in my car as jumper cables. I always keep jumper cables handy. The road flares, extra ammo.
Ammo, important.
And magazines.
Yep.
I keep those in my EDC bag as well. And then, of course, I keep food in there, too. And rotate, because I'm like you, I'll be hungry and I'll reach back there and I'll eat my food, but then I'll replenish it after.
Oh, yeah.
Usually keep like Cliff Bars and things like that in there as well.
One thing you reminded me about the stuff I had that I didn't mention, but medical supplies, very, very, very important. If you haven't taken any general basic first aid class, take one. It could save you or your family's life if you haven't done that. But definitely something you want to store if you're prepping. If you're preparing, I've never been big on the term prepping. It just has this, they're trying to give it a connotation of like crazy people, preppers.
Well, that's
but if you're
because
preparing,
of the TV show that's out now, and there's nothing wrong with calling it prepping, because that's what it is. I'm a prepper, if you're...
I'm a Boy Scout.
Boy Scout.
Being prepared.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
But, a tourniquet, very, very important. If you have a laceration, you're bleeding a lot, get one and learn and know where the proper place is to place that tourniquet to stop bleeding are. This one's kind of iffy, up in the air as far as ethical medically, but when you get sick and the doctor gives you some antibiotic, save a few. Don't use them all. And I know they tell you, you got to go through the entire cycle. Hey, I've got a few little bottles of amoxicillin downstairs. They're probably about to go bad, but still, you never know. Something may happen where there may be like an outbreak where we need tons of antibiotics.
Tylenol, ibuprofen, aspirin.
Triple antibiotic ointment.
Stool softeners.
That could come in handy.
You could.
You could be eating some crazy stuff and
it's true.
Get you a little clogged up. Or
anti-diarrheal.
Anti-diarrheal, yeah.
Yeah. Pills.
Those will be important too. Just
the other hand.
Medical supplies, if I said to store anything, a lot of it would be the bandages, the medical supplies, bleach.
Bleach can be used as a disinfectant.
So can iodine, and most people don't know that. You put a couple drops of iodine in a like gallon jug of water, it'll disinfect it for you.
Same thing with bleach.
Yep.
Bleach will disinfect. You've got to do the right mixture, but you can also use bleach to disinfect and drink. For drinking water. You
can even take classes where you learn how to stitch, and don't think that just because you're not a doctor or whatever, you can't get stitches or sutures. You can. You can go to medical supply stores and get sutures. Sutures? You can get sutures. Just make sure you get some classes on how to do them. There's some first aid classes on how to use them.
Can you get those at Walmart?
Nah. Don't think so. But you can get like the butterfly stitch.
Speaking of, I told you Walmart was stocked up on ammo.
Yeah, I heard that.
I mean, they had 9 and 40 and 45, and it did my heart good. And they had ARs on the shelf.
With prepping, if it does get to the point where you're 2, 3, 4 weeks out and you're having to hunt your own food, and chaos is ensuing, there's some little anarchy pockets popping up.
You want to make sure your location's not found.
Exactly. You don't want people knowing where you are, and it might be a good thing to learn how to use and invest in the tax stamp to get a suppressor.
Yeah, and speaking of suppressors, we had a great interview with Mike over at Advanced Armament.
Yep, here it is.
Hey, this is Zeke with Talking Lead, and I'm here with Mike from Advanced Armament Corp. Tell us a little bit about your company.
Well, Advanced Armament Corporation was started in 1996. We were a dealer. We bought and sold silencers, machine guns.
Sure.
Turns around, as the time goes by, we realize there's room to grow, make better products.
Right.
And we addressed that need in the marketplace by launching our own line of silencers in 1999.
Okay.
Since 1999, we've made more and more silencers to the point we're the largest silencer manufacturer in the world. We launched a full line of rifles recently, which is a new endeavor for us, starting about a year and a half ago. And the driving force there was really the development of 300 Blackout. Working in the silencer world, we work with a lot of military customers.
That's the 300 AAC Blackout moniker, right?
That's right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's called AAC Blackout because we invented it. It was developed for a military customer, but the civilian market has a ton of applications for it as well.
Sure.
The ability to get a semi-automatic rifle to cycle subsonic ammunition was the driving force, but it's also a way to get your AR-15 rifle that you know and love so much to shoot a bigger rock.
Right.
I mean, real honestly, your 110 grain ammo in this gun is twice as the projectile of a 55 grain 5.56 projectile.
Sure.
But the gun's not any heavier. There's no more sound, no more flash than a normal 5.56 rifle. As a matter of fact, that's one of the driving factors to go 300 Blackout over 6.8 is you get 30 rounds in the magazine. Use standard AR-15 magazines. You don't have to go to non-standard parts. This rifle is the marquee rifle we sell. It has a 9-inch barrel. It's our lower. We use a Geisley 2-stage trigger. We use a mag pull rubber over mold grip, Mo Plus grip. We use a CTR stock. We're very proud of it. Knights Armament handguard. It comes with a flash hider to mount our silencer. And the silencer on this gun's the 7.62 SDN6, which is the most popular silencer in the market.
Gotcha.
So we're very proud of our rifle line. It's not something we did haphazard.
Right.
When we went into rifles, we did the same thing that we do for silencers, and the same quality control, same engineering, same thoughtful design. It wasn't something we did, quickly. It was very thoughtful. That's one of the things that we're known for, is being able to push the envelope. We have a research and development wing of our company that's larger than some silencer manufacturers' whole company.
Wow.
Smart guys. These are engineers, and their job is to make silencers shorter, lighter, and quieter every single day, and make guns shorter, lighter, quieter.
Gotcha.
So that's their job, and every day we try something in the computer, we machine it into a physical prototype, shoot it, log the results, and then go to the next prototype. And at the end of the year, we look and go, well, what features from prototypes can we put into our line? And the goal every year is to make it 10% smaller, 10% lighter, 10% quieter.
Sure.
And if we can do that, eventually, silencer will be this big. We just got to keep doing our job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So let you get there.
Yeah, that's what we're trying for. Absolutely.
Well, that rifle's cute. I like it. I'm a big guy, though. I'm 6'7", and I'm looking at this hoss back here.
Oh, sure.
What is this thing?
This is FN's 240 Bravo. So it's a belt-fed machine gun in 308. As you can imagine, a belt-fed machine gun it's in full auto. It has a very high cyclic rate, and sees a lot of rounds in heat.
Right.
You can imagine a 308 rifle and a bolt gun, one round at a time, semi-automatic gun,
right.
Semi-auto. There is no semi-auto on this rifle. It is full auto all the time.
Gotcha.
And we're the only silencer that Special Operations Command uses for the 240 Bravo and the Mark 46. The Mark 46 being a 5.56 machine gun.
Right.
But this is our MGSD silencer that'll do 308 belt-fed machine guns or 5.56. Now this isn't really something civilians would really have much of a call for. It's pretty heavy.
Some civilians.
Well, hey, listen, sure. It's pretty heavy. It's not the quietest, but man, it's durable.
Right.
It is the most durable product, and can really take. Having Inconel tubing and Inconel monolithic core means that it can take a beating. I mean, 100-round belt dumps, where you're shooting 100 rounds consecutively. Not that you can afford to do that these days, but if you can, this silencer can do it.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us how they can find out more about AAC, Advanced Armament Corps, like website, contact information.
Sure. Our website's advancedarmament.com. It's advanced-armament.com.
Awesome.
Thanks.
So make sure you check out AAC, advancedarmament.com, advanced-armament. Yeah, you say it.
advanced-armament.com.
There you go. Thanks, Mike.
So as you can hear, that Mike's a really great guy. A lot of good information there. And
what was that big gun they had? Was that a
big? It was a belt-fed 308.
It was phenomenal. It was suppressed. Let's show that video too.
Yeah,
we'll post that
I've
video.
already got it. If you haven't hunted before, if you haven't fished before, maybe it's a good time to go take a hunter safety course. Go out with your friends that hunt. Go learn from them. It's a very good skill to have, not just for preparing for stuff, but just in general. Hunting is great pastime. I don't know. Where am I?
It's a great time to bond.
Yes.
Great time to spend with the family, the kids, and you learn you learn a trade, not a trade, but you learn a skill. You learn a skill at the same time that can, serve you well in times of need.
Oh yeah.
And plus it's relaxing, just to get outdoors and see nature.
Burn.
I don't think you should have taken that hit.
Oh.
I've never used that crap.
The only thing that's cleared me up.
I can't snort anything up in my nose. Other than air.
Make clear that it is a hit of Afrin nasal spray, nothing else I took a hit of in my nose.
Oh, also, we want to give a big shout out to Sam Gibbs with Palisade Tactical.
Oh, yeah.
Who helped us out tremendous with the
filming of the
Rob Pincus videos.
And Andrew.
Excellent job.
Andrew from Nashville Armory for keeping it open.
Andrew, thank you so much. You're awesome, dude. We really appreciate you. That just made everything happen with opening up the armory to us like that.
Two really awesome guys. Thank you again, Sam.
That whole crew up there is awesome at Nashville Armory.
Yep.
Sean and Scott. The whole game. Scott.
Andrew. Everybody up there. Our trivia of the week is going to be in our Bullseye Camera Systems video on YouTube that I just posted this week. What is the cost of the 1,000-yard system? He says it once, and my left hand actually zooms in on the price. So what is the cost of the 1,000-yard system in the YouTube video of Bullseye Camera Systems? So that's our trivia question of the week.
All right, guys. So now it's time for some listener feedback. Jordan D says, "Hey, guys, love the show and can't wait for the next one. Like hearing some good old boys talking about guns instead of hearing Jake Challen's voice. It
Jake's
hurts
a
my
good
ears."
guy.
Have we read this one before? I think this is a new one. Truly. Anyhow, would you guys maybe discuss some ideas for gun storage in your truck? Not necessarily for concealed carry, but rather a kind of bug-out situation. Just secure storage for weapons and vehicles. Thanks, guys, and hope you hear my question on the show. I guess he means read.
Well, we just did.
We just did, and actually, the Lone Wolf booth had some truck storage options.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it was through Lone Wolf or if it was a guy that they had there, but he was actually sick and wasn't there, and he just had a little thing set up with a display. So we didn't get a lot of background about that, but we will definitely check into that. And I've seen a couple of other things too that look really interesting for your truck storage. So,
and I've got
it's a good suggestion.
I've got an F-150, not a little, but I've got an F-150, and I've got some nice little rigged up areas for my firearms, so we can go into that when we do that show.
Yeah, that'd be a good show. Thanks, Jordan D. We appreciate it, buddy.
Got one from PJ Humphrey. He gave us 5 stars and said, "That's some good pod."
What?
Says, I now look forward to Fridays for more than just the start of the weekend. Like many listeners, I am new to the gun community and have been trying to gain as much knowledge as possible. The podcast does a great job of providing information along with good sense of humor, great host, great guest, only needs more episodes. How about 2 per week? Zeke and Left Hand? Question mark. Okay. You know what? We would love to, but we need to start generating some income from it first.
It takes a lot of time to do this, especially when we go to NRA meetings in Houston. So.
Yeah, that is one of our long-term goals, though. Probably to do a couple shows a week once this actually becomes our real job, because we both have 2 real jobs outside of this. But the goal is this to be number 1. But hopefully we'll eventually get there.
So Matt W. says, "A question I have for you that I hope could be answered in an upcoming show is there a limit that you know of to the amount of ammo you are allowed to own or keep in your house? I have," and I'm not going to tell you how much he has, "in my possession. Thought it would be a great conversation piece. Carry on, my friends, and have fun at the NRA meeting this week. Looking forward to the next show." And we did have fun.
We had a blast.
But that's a good question. I don't think there is a limit, is there? We'll check into that. That'd be a good show topic.
No. I've been wanting to read this one. I didn't know how I was going to approach it, but I'm going to go ahead and just read it. Tried a few times, but will not again. 2 stars by Bowser B46.
Who?
I've tried to listen to this one several times. About 10 to 15 minutes has been my limit.
Is that Sha-na-na?
Yeah. Not much of a value here to me, and certainly not enough to warrant putting up with the juvenile outlook and commentary of the speakers, in hopes that later the show there will be something worthwhile. I'm so sorry that we have fun, Bowser B.
Juvenile
outlook and commentary of the speakers. I thought that was pretty funny.
Bowser.
And he only listens to 10 to 15 minutes. You know, that the whole
one
first part
show.
is just garbage.
He's a jackwagon.
Welcome to the jackwagon train. we love getting constructive criticism.
Of course, he's never going to hear it because he quit listening. So
that's true. That's true. Watch, we'll get another thing. He's been listening the whole time.
Well, that's fine. He's entitled to his opinion.
But we'll end up on a good one. Intelligent.
We can't all be adult.
We'll end on
immature. Sorry.
There you go. Intelligent and interesting at the same time. 5 stars by Kittenhead01.
Meow.
Your podcast keeps me awake at work. Your topics are just what thousands of good Americans want and need to hear about. Thanks. Not a problem, Kittenhead01. We have a blast doing it.
And if you can tell me who Sha-na-na is, I'll give you extra 10 points.
Sha-na-na.
You remember Sha-na-na?
Bowser B. Hell yeah.
Bowser looks like Anthony Bourdain. I think Anthony Bourdain was Bowser.
We're gonna have to look that up, check and see. But we just want to thank all you guys, because we could not make this podcast and the YouTube channel happen without you guys. And meeting some of the fans and the listeners down at the NRA was very, very neat. We got some really cool
very
people
encouraging.
out there. Yeah. Very encouraging for us to keep pushing forward with this thing. We've got a lot of cool things in the works, possibly. We're not going to mention them and jinx us, but...
that's why they're in the works.
Exactly, but...
they're not a done deal yet.
We hope it all happens, and this is going to be a fun ride. And we'd love to have y'all enjoy the ride with us. And as always, left hand, keep your loved ones close.
And keep your firearms closer, leadheads.